So looking at you worked for Living Social. I mean GoNabit, and now you're looking working for Living Social. How is did the DNA of the company change much? How about the revenues? Did you see a significant increase in revenues?
So DNA of the company, I mean, one of the things that appealed to us about Living Social was that I could literally take our 6 company values with GoNabit and map them to the 5 company values of Living Social. We had things like race like a pro, fast and smart was one of our values, and one of the Living Social values is live hungry. I mean, I could very much kind of map those as part of the story. I could map things like surprise and delight, Living Social, and leave happiness in your wake, and be remarkable daily with GoNabit. So I mean, I think we kind of meshed a lot as a business, just in terms of it's funny because like even some of the feedback post transaction, like when some of the some of the integration team came up from the US out to Dubai, they're saying, look, this is pretty easy because like I could picture all of your staff sitting in like our DC office, because I mean it's kind of similar, similar kind of profiles and stage of life and personalities and everything else. So I think internally we kind of went through phases, and some of the phases I have to admit I didn't really expect. So you go through the phase when you're going through the acquisition process, and so you're conscious as a founder and as a CEO that you don't want to create false expectations with your staff, so you kind of keep a lot of that process to yourself, to the point where I think people knew something was going on, but I would freely admit something was going on because as a startup you're in some version of spending money, raising money, something all the time, right? So I mean, there's always capital conversations going on, so that's no big secret. But once we got closer, I was locked in a room for half the day for 4 months. I mean, people knew I was doing something. I better be doing something. Playing Scrabble or something. But there's that initial kind of phase of great, exciting. Then it's kind of like, what's in it for me? And then it's like, okay, so what does this mean for me? Are Dan and Saurabh leaving? Are they staying? Do I report to somebody different now? Is someone going to come in from the US into this business? And so we kind of had all like kind of the Q&A around that, really very straightforward. I mean, the approach from Living Social was, look, we don't want to do anything to knock you off your stride. We want to help you be able to run faster, not slow you down at all.
Sure,
and so
sure.
there's always going to be a bit of that because, I mean, especially when we switched platforms, we literally changed every single system that we had. So at the same time that we're trying to run our business normally, speak to merchants, service clients, pay merchants, answer the phone for customer support calls, market our business, we're also behind the scenes completely shifting every single platform, every system we have, CRM system, SMS system, the system where we build our deals and our analytics systems and everything else, everything changed completely, right? Exporting, importing data, all these things, right? Training up all our staff across 4 different countries, so there's a bit of a challenge around that. So it was an interesting process for us. It was, I liken it to when you move houses, because basically you get moved, and all your stuff is there, you start eating there and sleeping there. And you think it's all done. But then you spend weeks or months afterwards hanging the pictures and fixing the leaky faucet you didn't know about, and painting it the color that you want and everything else. And so we went through that phase. We moved, our furniture was there, we were eating there and sleeping there. But then we spent a few more months hanging the pictures and painting the walls, buying new furniture and I don't know, getting new drapes and whatever, right? So we spent a lot of time with that. So look, there's been mammothly more complex, transition processes, but I mean, it was work. There was work to do, and so I feel like now we're in the last few weeks we just kind of hit our stride where we've kind of done all those things. Mm. We're actually, hitting our stride with like using all the tools of the platform, all the analytics of the platform, and so we're really excited for this year moving forward. And I feel like, look, I mean, I was super excited about the fact that I can build a mobile app, but there's no real payment gateways in this part of the world to support like actual card on file, purchasing, through the app. We have we ended up with that. It's fantastic. We're e-commerce app in the, in the region. It's fantastic. I'm happy to be firsts, like these things, right? We're already seeing like 5 or 6% of purchases coming through, our iPhone and Android apps, which I think is huge when you think about it, because like that percentage of app installs is actually they're very much punching above their weight in terms of the percentage of our user base, and so I think, again, it's a new opportunity for people. It's convenient. And so I'm not trying to get into product specifically, but just those kind of opportunities are also what appealed for us, but it was also a transition for us as a business, but transition in a buyer mindset and things too. I mean, before we had that, you didn't ever think, which app am I going to open today and buy something? There were none. So now it's a new opportunity. So you have to make people aware of the new opportunity, and things grow over time. But it's nice to chart new pathways and things too. So I mean, it's fun challenges, to be doing these things. But.